Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. It's the Yoffs. Wild Card Week is here. We're going to walk through it, picks and predictions, everything, analysis. No luck here. We're going to play our game and we're going to win. Jack Flaherty.
Oh, it's tough for me. Brian Rocchio.
Sack fly.
Yeah.
Sack fly. Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek, code Talkin 2025. I am Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. Rob Scirocco's producing. Dalt's updating the sheet live as we go. It's playoff. It's all hands on deck. It's everyone ready to go. Spikes on. None of that starting pitcher BS. Everyone's ready to go today. Coach, how are you?
That is some of the best moments in the playoffs when you see the starter out in the bullpen and he has no idea what to do. He's not really part of the reliever crew. They're like, get this fucking guy out of here.
Yeah.
That's an early F-bomb. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm excited, man. Obviously, playoff time is here. We had some really entertaining matchups coming our way. I mean, Yankees Red Sox is going to be electric. We were talking about that just before the show. But I don't know, man. Like, I guess let's just kind of get right into it because there is a lot of ball to talk.
Yeah, and I do want to get ahead of it just a little bit because there's probably going to be 3, 4, 5 times when we both shrug our shoulders and we're like, let's see. Like, it's 3 games and it's baseball. It's almost not how it's supposed to go down in the postseason. But in this current playoff format, it's what we've got. And now that we have two-year sample size, I think 10 of the 12 wild card series have been 2-game sweeps. So this first game is of ultimate importance. That's obvious. There's going to be a lot of obvious stuff today, but we've got some stats, we've got some research. We'll give you some opinions. Trev, I think you had a shout out you want to.
I do have a shout out. Thank you. So as people may or may not have known, I went on my annual fishing trip up to Twin Lakes, which is Eastern Sierras, beautiful part of California. And there's a little, where we go is remote. There's like really nothing there. But there's a little town called Bridgeport, about 10 minutes down the road. We went in there for my sister's birthday. We had dinner at this like bar called Rhinos.
Like it? You
like that? And I'm sitting there, and then a guy approached me and says, "Hey, are you Trevor Plouffe?" And I'm like, "Oh, what? This is a very small town, like 2,000 people maybe." I said, "I am." And the guy came up. His name was Diego. He's a big fan of the show. He's a Dodger guy. And I don't know, man. He was just super cool. He worked there, and I wanted to give a shout out to Diego. I mean, we having fans in like these. I guess I just don't realize it sometimes. We just do the show, and that's kind of it. But it was cool to talk ball with him while we were up there, man. So shout out Diego at Rhinos up in Bridgeport. He wants the Dodgers to win. I don't know if they're going to. I guess we'll find out. Your prediction.
Why don't we start there then, Coach Trev? Because it's the playoffs, so that means we start in the National League with those Los Angeles Dodgers. The unfair team, the team that's ruining baseball. Are they? The World Series champions from last year. They are the top seed in the National League this weekend, having won the NL West. I think it's their lowest win total since 2018 in a regular season, which, again, just shows the standard of excellence that goes on with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And they are taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Sorry, Jolly.
Oh.
Mets ate it.
That was mean, dude.
That was mean. I'll be honest. We've decided, me and Jimmy kind of talked a little bit last night, with where they were at with Soto and this season, we're going to let it sting for this year, and then we're going to move on. And
I have stats. If you want to do Mets first?
No, we cannot.
Okay,
we cannot.
I got stats, bro.
We cannot.
It's bad.
It's really bad. The Dodgers are playing the Cincinnati Reds. How do you like that? The Reds, the best Western Road Warrior Reds, who needed to win 2 games this weekend in Milwaukee, did something they had not done in a long time, and they win a series against the Brewers to find themselves in the postseason. Hunter Green Hello. This Reds team that we've talked about for so long being a threat in the postseason if they can find a way in because of their pitching, because of some of their high-level talent. Well, they're going to get the ultimate test going to LA for 3 games. Trev, I guess where do you even start with this series?
We could talk about the head-to-head matchup that's
Sure.
happened this year between these two teams, which has not been good for the Reds. The Dodgers won 5 of 6, so they won 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati. They swept late August in Los Angeles. And I mean, when you're thinking about these two teams, I think there are some clear strengths. The Dodgers right now, we'll start there. We're going to get a Blake Snell start, which he's been pretty dominant against the Reds. But I think that's where these two teams match up the best, is in the starting pitching. The Reds have that in spades so much that they're kicking some of the guys to the bullpen. Same with the Dodgers, if we're being honest here. Clayton Kershaw, by the way, not making the wild card roster, which makes sense. Doesn't really have a spot in a 3-game set. And if I'm curious what happens in the DS and the CS for that, I'm assuming he will be on the roster. That'd be crazy if he wasn't. Crazy if he wasn't. Just out of respect for the guy, I think he's got to be on the roster. And just good vibes. You can't have that negative vibe around your team. Other than that, I mean, I think offense, we got to lean Dodgers pretty heavily here. And then bullpens, to me, this is where it gets interesting because the Reds kind of have had their formula at the back end of their bullpen. I mean, Santillan freaking throwing that banger up there. Emilio Pagan, I don't know how it happened this year. I really, really don't. But he's been a stalwart for them at the back end of their bullpen. We got some of their guys, like I said, from the starting rotation back there as well. But the Dodgers bullpen, which we've been just hammering all season long, these guys, they haven't showed up. They've been injured. All of a sudden, they're looking like they're supposed to look. I mean, we had the game against the Mariners where they struck out 9 straight hitters. 9 straight dudes to shut the door is crazy. It's crazy. And then you got, I had Ohtani possibly going to the bullpen. I'm like, that's cool. Now all of a sudden we got Roki Sasaki in the bullpen for the Dodgers. And it's just, I think this comes down, hey, this is going to sound stupid. It comes down to, who's going to score more runs. And right now, the Dodgers offense is just so much better than the Reds offense. I think that's kind of where my head is at right now.
Yeah, it feels like the Reds can go pitching toe-to-toe. I mean, Hunter Green on the big stage, California boy in LA, like this is what he's built for. And we might see that. The problem is he's going against Snell, who that was kind of the surprise. People were kind of thinking Yamamoto was going to go game 1. Snell's going game 1, Yamamoto game 2. We believe Cincinnati will go Green, Lodolo, Abbott. A lot of these 2 and 3 starters haven't been officially named. And I'm interested to see everyone put your spikes on. Like, how is Tito? How about Tito back in the postseason? Like, are the Reds going to go out and get games? Like, I know Pagan pitched in 4 straight over the weekend. My goodness. He's probably your guy to end it. Would they tap on an Abbott in a game 1? I don't know. Chase Burns has gone to the bullpen, and he's gotten some results there that pitching-wise they feel like they can go toe-to-toe, but some of these Reds hitting numbers are kind of the worst of a postseason team ever. Like the least home runs ever led by a postseason team. The worst batting average ever led by a postseason team. This is going to be a true test of the format because there's something cool about this. Like, the Reds do have fun talent that we've kind of wanted to see on this stage. But we kind of would have hoped it was 87 wins or something a little more. The way they kind of backed into the postseason with the Mets dying, the Snakes dying, it's unexciting. But going up against these Dodgers, I mean, Mookie's playing better baseball, and he put together a 5-WAR season after losing 15 pounds the opening 3 games of the season and starting off pretty weird. Freddie Freeman's batting average landed where you think Freeman's batting average is. No Will Smith, who carried them for a lot this season, but the Dodgers offense, and I thought you were about to small ball us early in the program that you were about to say, like, whoever gets the bunts down and pushes across the runs win. This is probably big fly, and if it's probably big fly, I'm looking at the guys on the Dodgers, and I'm saying they've got triple the odds of running into home runs than these Reds with my guy Miguel Andujar in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a priority for the Reds is keeping the ball in the ballpark and maybe making the Dodgers have to move some runners or, have situational hitting. It's a tall task, obviously, because the Dodgers have guys that can do that. But you're right. Like the 3-game set is so crazy. It's just, let's give some Reds fan fiction for a little bit. Can't you imagine Nueve Marte hitting a big homer or Ellie De La Cruz hitting a ball in the gap and, a 2-run scoring triple, and all of a sudden they're ahead and you got the back in the bullpen coming in and they win game 1, and then anything can happen. I think that is the biggest test, or not the biggest test. I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but it's game 1 means so much in a 3-game set. And when you got a guy, like a Hunter Green going in there, I mean, he can do wonders. Like he can,
right?
They can rely on the pitching. They don't have to have a big offense to win a 3-game set. I think over longer periods, longer playoff scenarios, yes, but in a 3-game set, no. Like you could just go there and ball out with your pitching and go away with the victory against, like you said, the team that was supposed to ruin baseball. Like this is not, a set thing. Hey, Dodgers are going to roll the Reds. We think what I think about the Reds, which is interesting, is I'm like, in my mind, they had a big second half surge, but they didn't really. They were like 2 games over 500 in the second half. They just like parred out to win. Right? Like that's kind of what they did.
Kind of bogeyed out.
But I know par is fine. A couple games over 5. But they didn't go on some sort of heater. 14-11 in September. Great. Love that for you guys. But again, I mean, the matchups, it's going to be the starting pitching for me. And then, bullpens, I think both kind of rounded into form. Maybe, again, the Dodgers, man, that was eye-opening to me. And as we go through the postseason, if they do advance, I think that's going to be a big reason. Them like kind of finally figuring it out, the bullpen. I mean, it's obviously big in short series like this, but we saw them struggle so much during the season, Jake. To see them kind of finish the way they did was pretty eye-opening to me.
Yeah, and that's probably the story on the Dodgers side is how Dave Roberts navigates his bullpen. Is Tyler Glasnow going to kick in the bullpen and throw some innings right there? Because if there's ever a guy that it feels like his stuff would translate to a 1-inning or 2-inning role, it would be him. And if that's how they can dodge a lot of their guys in their bullpen that have struggled, Emmett Sheehan had put together an amazing season for them. So very interesting to see who Dave Roberts taps on the shoulder to come into games. If it's tied late and that Dodgers bullpen is out there, I mean, that is going to be anxious moments for Dodger fans. And I guess that's the other thing. Like these Dodgers that won the World Series last year, nobody's gone back-to-back World Series since 2000. Yanks. Are the Dodgers going to feel the pressure? To have this team? I'm with you, Trev. I don't think so. I think they've got the World Series in the bag. All of these guys know who they are. I think for some of these 3-game series, obviously the pressure can get heavy quick, but this Dodgers team feels like they don't care.
Yeah, I mean they ended the season the way they wanted to. They won the division. Would they have wanted to buy? Sure, but I don't think that's necessary for them because they do have the starting pitching. The teams that needed the buy are the teams that need to set up their pitching. The Dodgers don't need to do that.
Yeah.
This can be a good series. I feel like we're talking about it like, the Dodgers are really good and the Reds are kind of lucky to be here. They kind of backed their way into the playoffs. I don't think it's going to feel like that when the two teams hit the field. And by the way, very aesthetically pleasing matchup. Love Dodger blue versus the Cincinnati Red. Love that.
And just some final Best Western Road Warrior notes for those Cincinnati Reds. The Reds last reached the playoffs after a 162-game season in 2013. Whoa. Reds have not won a playoff series since sweeping the Dodgers in the NLDS in 1995. Oh
Great
my.
year.
What were you
Great
doing in
year.
95, Coach?
I was 9 years old.
God.
Just balling out.
Life was good. Life was good.
I think I saw like Independence Day, the movie, right around that
Ooh.
time, and just love that.
The Reds were a game under 500 on September 16th. So they did win 8 of their last 11 to get in. And Terry Francona is the guy steering the ship, which that is going to be a fun story. Like you mentioned, the past couple postseason, we've seen some young guys stand out. Will it be on the Reds? You mentioned Noelvi Marte. Will Sal Stewart get a look? It's gonna be a fun one. These are gonna be the nightcap games, and if you're new to Talking Baseball, we pretty much go right after the games every night. We're different. So for games 2 and 3, we'll have a little more of an update of the pitching matchup and things we're looking for. I guess for game 1, watch out Andujar, decent numbers against Blake Snell, and Tommy Edman, who always seems to have an itch for the postseason, that dude always seems to hit in October.
There you go.
However you need to phrase that one. I almost cursed. Sorry, everyone. He has fantastic numbers against Hunter Green, 7 for 18. So always watch out for that guy. That is going to be a fun one. You going Dodgers? We going Dodgers?
Coach, I preseason I had him to win the whole thing.
Right.
I know I'm with the chalk there. But man, like the way their roster lines up, it's pretty good. I don't think this is a slam dunk. They're a much better team. If this was a 5-game set, I'm going Dodgers no matter what. If this was a 7-game set, I'm going Dodgers no matter what. 3-game set it really is a toss up. I will pick the Dodgers because you read the numbers against Blake Snell for the Reds and Duhart, nice. Other than that, no Red has had any success against him. So if Blake Snell goes out there and does what he's done against these hitters, and it's going to be pretty good for the Dodgers. I'll pick the Dodgers, but again, I don't think this is like some slam dunk thing.
Yeah, it's a test to this wild card, the mighty Dodgers and the not so mighty Cincinnati Reds, but with their top end talent.
I'm rooting for the Reds.
Oh. Dodger Trev, what happened?
I don't know. Yeah, I hate every team, but love every team. It's tough.
Yeah, that is very tricky for you. God, I'm picking the Dodgers, and partially because the winner of this series goes on to face the mighty Phillies, and I didn't realize this, Coach Trev. The Phillies and Dodgers haven't done it in the postseason. They've missed.
Yeah, that was a
other.
storyline. I think it was last year.
It's crazy. Dodgers have had a lot of Braves, Padres, a couple other teams. The Phillies have eluded them. That I didn't realize that. I like jokingly to Dalton before the show. I was like, we're gonna get Dodgers Phillies part 3, and we went into it. It's like, oh, these versions of these teams have never played. That's insane. Which, if you know the baseball gods at all, Reds and 2. Reds and 2. Yeah. I'm taking the Dodgers. I think their extra help they're going to get in their bullpen is going to be noticeable for this series. Cuts to Tanner Scott. Anyways, let's keep it in the National League, Trev. And maybe the 2 best teams linking up. Yankees, Red Sox probably have an argument themselves. The San Diego Padres and the Chicago Cubbies are playing 3 or 2 at Wrigley Field. This year they split 3-3. Both series were in the first 2 weeks of April.
That's insane.
I know. The Cubbies took 2 out of 3. The Padres took 2 out of 3. These teams have only met before once in the postseason. 1984. What were you doing then, Orwell?
I wasn't there. I was just I was not in the simulation yet.
We were both just swimming in daddy's sacks.
I don't think we're. How often do we get produced?
I don't know. I don't think we were swimming yet, behind Coach. That. The Cubs' first postseason appearance since 2020 haven't played a wild card game at Wrigley Field since 2018. Have not won a playoff game since 2017. The Padres, it's their first time with back-to-back postseason since 05-06. First time in franchise history winning 90-plus games. So with all of that, Coach Trev, where do you start with this series?
Couple things. I think we're going to see strong pitching out of the San Diego Padres. We know the bullpen is very good. I think they're going to go to them early and often. Right now, it's set up for Pivetta and Cease, and then we'll kind of see where they go with that third game. Could be King, Darvish, could be Vasquez. Apparently, they are going to, not like a lot of other teams, they're going to keep all their starting pitchers on the roster, kind of keep the normal rotation of things going. But that means we could see a Darvish out of the bullpen one game. So with that being said, you have the San Diego pitching that we think can be really, really good. What Cubs offense shows up? Is it going to be the electric offense where we're seeing PCA go nuts and Kyle Tucker go nuts and they have guys that can do that, or is it going to be an offense that we saw a lot during the second half struggle and not find a groove? If that's the case, I think this one can go in San Diego's way very, very quickly. I am a little bit worried with the Cubs. If Cade Horton was here, I'd be saying a completely different thing because I think game one means so much. Matthew Boyd been great this season. I think that can't be understated, but that's a huge, huge swing of how I feel about this series without having a guy like Cade Horton, who was one of the best pitchers in the National League before getting hurt.
Yeah, I think this segment a week ago, if we were doing like breakout guys in this postseason, Cade Horton would have led the way with how good he was in the second half. He goes on the IL with the rib. We'll see his eligibility going forward if they go forward. And yeah, I'm interested. Obviously, Tigers introduced pitching chaos last year, and that phrase is kind of stuck. I think we might see a handful of that in this series. Probably not after game one. I mean, Shota, I know he hasn't looked as good recently, but I still believe in that guy. I think he's got marbles the size of my head. That like him versus Pivetta in game one in the season your guy Pivetta put up this year is insane. That I picture that probably being normalish baseball. But then again, the Cubs are talking a lot of bullpen that they might go openers, that it could be opener to Boyd. That there's a lot on the table this series, and even San Diego doesn't really know what they're doing. Like King could get the start in game two. That I don't know, man. I think both of these teams are going to try to muddy the waters as much as they can. And I think it's just an interesting battle of, God, those Padres guys in that bullpen, is it going to feel like those old Royals teams? Like you always bring it up that like those teams were just gnarly. The last Central team that we saw really get it done in October. That's wrong, Cubs. But I'm interested to see if the Padres feel that way, because if they do, if Toddy goes leadoff homer to start game one, it's almost like, is this enough? And I hope that's not the case for Cubs fan, because God, when that lineup is right, it's everyone top to bottom in the lineup passing the baton. But yeah, the Cubs names in this series aren't as flashy, but like we've talked about Brad Keller, how he adapted to the bullpen. Palencia just came off the IL. My guy Mike Soroka that I was begging teams to trade for because I think he can be a bullpen weapon. The Padres have a little more flash and a little more playoff experience, which kind of makes my eyes lean that way. But I hope Wrigley matters. I hope all the home fields matter, because this playoff format, we need something to matter.
Well, Wrigley will be rocking for sure. I mean, look, we can talk about the Padres bullpen as much as we want, and rightfully so. Even without Jason Adam, like they still are 4 or 5 deep and high leverage guys that they can go to. That's great. Sounds like a Jake Story alley passes right there, 4 or 5 deep. But the Cubs bullpen is good too, and they do it with a bunch of olds, man. I've referenced this before. My fingerprints are all over this Cubs bullpen. So you're right; they could muddy the waters, and you might see a Kittredge go for 2 innings somewhere, or my guy Caleb Thielbar throwing the freaking breaking ball from the heavens. Taylor Rogers. Like it is a group of olds that knows how to get it done. And if you're looking over their pitching, I think one thing that works in the Cubs' favor is they don't walk guys. So no free passes. We know how much that means, or how much that means in the postseason. Make this team hit. and the Padres don't hit a ton of homers, so they get to string together a bunch of hits without the walks. I think that is going to be the biggest play for the Cubs. No free passes, make them hit, 2 or 3 hits in a row to score a run. Try to keep the ball in the ballpark as much as possible, which should be a strength for the Cubs. And then, can Kyle Tucker, after a long absence, be the guy in the middle of the lineup? Can PCA kind of find his way and the numbers go to 0 again? I mention that all the time, man. Like, doesn't matter like how you ended or the regular season is earmuffs. Fucking out the window, dude. It's gone. There's just something about seeing those numbers reset on the Jumbotron that you flush everything. So you get a little extra adrenaline. All this matters, man. So it's going to be, I guess, I'm trying to like put together, what is the biggest thing in each series. I think for the Cubs, it's Kyle Tucker. That's kind of a layup there, but he needs to be the guy that they traded for. Like, he has to be that guy. And for the Padres, I guess it's score early. Put the pressure on the Cubs to try to come back against your elite bullpen. That's kind of how I feel about this series.
Yeah, I love the talent in this series. No Laureano for the Padres, which that hurts. He's been a really good.
I saw his injury. I don't understand it necessarily. He took a swing and miss, and I believe it's his pointer finger on his right hand. So before the show, I was trying to figure out how he did it. He just like came through, and I feel like he tried to like pull his hands in at the last second, and just kind of got in on that finger. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really understand it. I think we're gonna get the video up here pretty soon, but he like tries to pull his hands in just at the last second there, and I don't know if the force of the bat going just like kind of rubbed the bone the wrong way. I don't know if it's a bruise or a fracture. Have they said?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. His postseason.
His quote was hopeful. Oh no, delusional hopefulness.
Sure, been there.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, that one, and the whenever a hamate bone injury happens, I'm like, wait, what happened in your hand? Now
is Michael Busch going to take this series over and just
maybe
is he still pissed at Ollie Marmol for not letting him hit the cycle?
Finish with the highest OPS on the Chicago Cubs this year, who their offense was primo for about 4 months. Definitely faded a little bit. Let's see if they get back to their ways, because God, Dansby's got a lot of playoff moments down in the bottom of that lineup. I don't know how it'll happen, but the guy who has the best stats on the Cubs against these Padres pitchers, it's 40-year-old Justin Turner. I don't know if he finds his way in the mix. Kyle Tucker, like you mentioned, he just came off the IL. He hadn't played the outfield yet. He's just been DHing. So, yeah, these developing storylines, I think it's how muddy are the Cubs going to make the waters? Because with the Padres can end up being very lefty, and the Cubs have a ton of lefties.
That's what I was going to say. Like, play up that lefty-lefty matchup with Laureano being out. You're going to have Sheets, and you're going to have O'Hearn in there quite a bit. So that alone just makes that lineup. And we got right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties in a starting lineup for the Padres. Arise, Merrill, Sheets, O'Hearn, and our guy Jake, the real Jake. That is going to be a lane that the Cubs are going to try to expose. It's just bottom line. That's what they're going to have to do.
I think the Cubbies got maybe the toughest draw here of the wild card round. I think the Padres are built for this. I think they're on a redemption tour. I think if there's any guys that feed off being on the road, it's Tatis and Machado. Like, my goodness. I'm picking San Diego, and I think Cubby fans are going to look back at this year and be like, wait, Horton got hurt the last week, and
Justin Steele was never a factor.
Right? Like, I don't know. Cubs fans, Go Cubs Go is maybe my favorite song right now. So I'm probably going to be rooting Cubbies. This is going to be the 3 p.m. game. So that's an interesting little shot. That's always a weird shadow slot.
Shadow time, yeah.
For all of these games, get the lead early. because you don't know who's coming out of the pen. You don't know what shadows are going to be out. What do you think, Coach?
Probably the hardest one for me to predict, if we're being honest. I think this is going to be a close. I think this one goes 3. I hope it goes 3 because this is going to be some good baseball. I also am on the Padres here. I've been a believer in their team, and I know a lot of Padres fans weren't believers in this team throughout part of this season. But there's just something about like Tatis in the playoffs. I keep going back to that. Like this guy's going to come up and just nuke balls. It's kind of like what he does. And that bullpen is just so scary. I know the Cubs pitching has been really, really good this year. I understand that. But Horton changes everything, him being out. Can the Padres get exposed a little bit with the lefties? Yes, I think they'll overcome that. I think I'll go Padres here.
It may be the best baseball. How does young Moises Ballesteros get involved in this? He's had some big swings for the Cubbies lately. Must watch, just like all these series, and it's a coin flip. Sorry, Cubs fans that had to listen to that last part. Let's jump over to the American League, and it's brought to you by Corona. It's a Corona October, people. It's that time of year. Kick back, get some Coronas, and enjoy the ride. Whether you're watching your team and going through the stress of it all, or you're watching another game and maybe you're celebrating a victory, or if you're getting ready for loss, Corona helps for everyone. And this time of year, when anyone can catch fire, go on a run, and take their fans to the promised land, why not do it with some Corona? So go ahead. Turn the cheap seats into your own private island with some ice-cold Coronas, the official cerveza of Major League Baseball. People, go get the lime. It's easy. Get the lime, cut it up, put it in the Corona. It's October. It's what you need. Crack open a Corona, put in the lime, enjoy America's favorite pastime with Mexico's favorite present time. Get yours. Order Corona.com. 21 plus. Enjoy responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Coach Trev, I have something before we jump into Yankees, Red Sox. Jesus. I'm not ready. I'm straight up not ready. Is the weather going to be too good for these playoff baseball games? It's like 80, 70, and sunny in New York. I think it's 70, 80, sunny in Chicago. LA, known for their weather. Is the weather going to be too good for playoff baseball?
I don't even know what you're trying to say here.
Wednesday, it's supposed to be a high of 69 in New York.
Nice.
So
Okay.
It's starting to drop. I understand what you're saying.
It's a steep progression. It's going like 80, 70, 60 in New York City, but
can I go back and
please
change my prediction? I'm going Cubs.
Okay. I love
I'm
it.
just thinking about the lefties. Boyd, Imanaga, Thielbar,
Drew Palm.
Rogers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lefty stuff going on here. So maybe you just pitch around some of the big right-handed guys.
They're going to ugly
Cade
it
Horton
up.
not available. Tough. Lefties abound. Good for you. Cubs in 3.
Hey, I'll tell you what am I truly rooting for? Because I do like San Diego a lot. But waiting for the winner of that series is Milwaukee. So if we get the Pat Murphy, Craig Counsell, Chicago,
that's
Milwaukee,
a win-win right there, to be honest.
My
with you.
God. And if you're the Brewers, whichever team you get is kind of a tough draw, but it's that time of year. There's only a couple teams left. You're not getting a lot of cakewalks. All right, I'm done dodging it. It's Yankees, Red Sox. It's the best rivalry in this sport. It has an argument for one of the best rivalries in sport. The Red Sox had an amazing offseason. Crochet, Bregman. They got all these young guys along the way. Took a little bit to figure out. They started clicking. They end up in the second wild card. The New York Yankees got off to a great start. Had a horrific summer. Finished strong to the fact that they tied the Blue Jays for the best record in the American League, but they did not have the tiebreaker. So they are hosting the Boston Red Sox 4-3 The Boston Red Sox have had their number this season. They've had their number the past couple seasons. 9-4 head-to-head Red Sox this year. At one point, the Red Sox won 8 straight against the New York Yankees. The Yankees did win the last series in September, taking the first 2 games. 6th time the Yankees and Red Sox have faced off in the postseason. The Red Sox have won the last 3. How do you like that? 0-4, 2018 and 2021, the one-game wild card. Postseason head-to-head all-time is 12-12. Judge's postseason career is lurking in this series. And I think the 2 lefties that are going to start off this series, Crochet and Fried, Cora and Boone legacies on the line. Oh, boy, Trev. It's a pit in my stomach. What do you see?
This matchup has our entire office in a frenzy. I can see in your eyes, Joe's is fasting a 72-hour fast right before the playoffs.
Very worried.
I told him, I said, I love this for you. It's great, but like, what weird timing.
Yeah.
Jimmy is about to have a baby at any second.
Yeah.
He's going nuts.
Yeah.
So it's just chaos. I love it, man. I do want to mention, because I don't think we've talked about it yet. And I'm sure it's going to be talked about all over your screens during the playoffs. Harvard freaking Westlake with at least 4, there might be more guys that I don't know of, 4 guys in the freaking playoffs, man. PCA for the Cubs, Jack Flaherty for the Tigers, 2 guys matching up here in Giolito and Fried. How crazy is that?
It's nuts, man. My high school doesn't have that kind of legacy. My guy Shane Bannon got drafted in the 7th round by the Chiefs. Katie Stevens is on some TV shows. And then, like, your boy might be bringing up the rear.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, that Harvard Westlake is
the Mission League in general, which is a high school baseball league out here. Hunter Green came from it. Giancarlo Stanton is from there as well. That's 2 Notre Dame guys. I mean, we're represented big time. So that's, I don't know, it's just cool for me. It kind of hits close to home.
Cares.
But shout out to all my boys. Fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, all over it. All over it.
What do I see from this series, Jake? I see a freaking bloodbath, both sides, and I love it. I do. I think this is going to be fascinating. It's because we talk about game 1, how much it means, and you got Garrett Crochet and Max Fried going up belly to belly. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. This is going to be, it's going to be awesome. I have no idea. My take on the Yankees before the season was, are these guys going to hit enough? They're the best offense in baseball.
Yeah.
Way to go, Trev. I'm sorry I didn't see Jazz going 30-30. I didn't see it. I didn't see Ben Rice being, I didn't even know who Ben Rice was, for being honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, truly.
Right.
Stanton with a big bounce back year. Judge, everyone could have seen that. Trent Grisham hitting 30 homers. Like, what are we doing here? Like, so much has gone right for the Yankees offensively, and you just got to hope that carries over into the postseason, because as we mentioned, once the numbers change into the postseason, the regular season means nothing. So now it's time for these guys to kind of reset. Not that it's detrimental to guys that are going good. You see the zeros. I think it does help guys that are going bad see the zeros. I don't think it's like a wash for guys that are going well. But yeah, it's been my biggest thing here. And I think Jimmy talked about this. I was watching something you guys were on Talking Yanks. Everyone's hitting, Volpe, no. And then Ryan McMahon, how bad he's been offensively has been interesting, but he's been so good defensively that it doesn't matter. I thought that was a really cool point by, I think it was Jimmy was talking about that. I expect to see some plays out of him. I don't know, man. The Red Sox losing Roman Anthony it's so big. Like, I think that can be a difference maker here, but I feel like there's more dog in the Red Sox. I think the Yankees have a better overall lineup. So what does that mean for the series? I don't know.
The Yankees are a really good team. You saw Yankee fans getting squirmy over the summer because it was this weird exercise of like, wait, if I go around the horn, I kind of like almost everyone, but it got so dark again this summer. But so many teams also did that. Like, maybe not to that level, but you could go through every postseason team and talk about their ups and downs this series. I mean, wait till we get to Detroit in a second. That, like, this Yankees team is really good. I think Crochet is a horrible matchup for everyone, but it's also interesting. Max Fried has the most ground balls to the left side of the infield, so Ryan McMahon joining the team has been magnificent.
Huge.
Magnificent, because the way he plays third base, like, his body is literally built for it. He kind of turns into Gumby on some plays, and it's just easy for him, and he wants the ball. That the Yankees went out and they got some lefty mashers. They got Ahmed Rosario, who has really good numbers against Crochet, but they probably don't have a spot to put him. And
you don't think he finds his way in there just because of that?
Well, it's tough, Trev, because you kind of can't take out McMahon because now you're hurting Max Fried, who he's getting the rock. And his defense is more important than the 3 at-bats he might have against Crochet. So your other he hasn't played the outfield for the Yankees, and it's massive Yankees left field, where I hope home field matters is the Sox are going to put in their lefty mashers. Romy Gonzalez is going to be in there. Is my guy Rob Ref hurt? That, like, I hope big Yankee Stadium left field matters, but if I'm hoping for that, that means I need Cody Bellinger out there, because the way that he plays the outfield is incredible. That the Yankees might not be able to press their buttons. It would just be Paul Goldschmidt, who's been great versus lefties this year. He hasn't been good against Crochet, and that would take Ben Rice out of the lineup, probably, who he's had, like, the best at-bats outside of Judge of any Yankee hitter. So it's where this matchup is really tough, that the Yankees have buttons to press, but they might not be able to press them because you can't really take Trent Grisham out, even though he's worse versus lefties, but his center field play and what he's been to this team this year. The Red Sox know how to press the Yankees' buttons. Cora knows how to press the Yankees' buttons. Bless you. Ben Rice, that you mentioned, can play catcher. Defensively, Wells is better. So are you going to put Rice in there, and then you're going to risk having one of those Yankees nightmare games where everyone starts running all over the place on you? You kind of can't do that. So a lot of the Yankees' buttons, they won't be able to press early. Maybe it allows them to have buttons to press late. But my God, I mean, the Red Sox talent, the blood in the water, they have been 500 without Roman Anthony, that guy is a difference maker, and he won't be on the field. But yeah, if the Yankees start to bleed, this is the number one team that turns into sharks and starts to terrorize them.
Isn't this, I mean, okay, you talked about the Yankees have buttons to push. Isn't this like, if you're an analytically driven team, you push the buttons?
Right, but it's how do you push them? If you can't take McMahon's bat out for Rosario.
Is there a chance they put Rice behind the plate? I know what you're talking about.
There's a chance.
I know, or do you just kind of have, gosh, man, it's so interesting. Goldie hasn't done anything against Crochet, so it's not like you start him because he got these banger numbers, right?
Correct.
He's 2 for 12. I don't think that's enough to start Goldie then.
Yes, but he's been so good versus lefties this year, a 981 OPS.
But we're not facing lefties, we're facing Garrett Crochet.
Right, but it's
who's been fantastic. He had his first start against the Yankees, 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, and after that, it is quick math here: 21 and a third innings, 5 earned runs with like 1,000 Ks.
Yeah. We are very interested to see that Yankees lineup, because it's also, there's an argument that it's like, hey, you guys are the better team. Like, kind of trust what's worked. Like, Trent Grisham deserves a start. Like, God, the season he has put together. It's going to be very interesting to see how, if they try to outfox the Fox, because that's kind of what the Red Sox have been. And Cora in these situations, he's all about player empowerment. How is he going to deploy his young pick, Connolly Early, who's broken onto the scene late this season? How is he going to operate his bullpen? Game 1, it might not matter a lot. I mean, it could be Crochet to Chapman, and then you're sitting there on your hands like, what the hell happened today?
I think if we go through kind of like the big matchups here, I think starting pitching, I might lean Yankees in a 3-game set right now. It looks like the Red Sox are going Crochet, Giolito, Bayo. That's what it seems like. And for the Yankees, it'll be Fried, Rodon, and who's game 3?
It would be Cam Schlittler, the young.
Schlittler? I mean, he's nasty.
Yeah,
young,
his
but
last
nasty.
start, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 9 Ks, throws an
Yeah.
easy hunch. It's just tough spot to be in. If
Season on the line, yeah, you put him in. Okay, let's just say I give the Yankees a slight edge there.
Okay.
In lineups, I think you have to give the edge to the Yankees. Although the Red Sox lineup, no slouch.
No slouch.
But then the bullpen, I think that's where we can really start to kind of like talk like who has the advantage. I think the Yankees might have more guys, but I think high leverage. I think Whitlock and Chapman are like it's pretty freaking good. It's kind of hard to beat what they've done this year. So maybe I give the advantage to the Red Sox, but just slightly. So if we're talking overall, I think the Yankees are the favorites here, but it doesn't feel that way to me.
Yeah, it's
you're hosting. We just talked about the 3 big elements of your team. I guess defensively, you can talk. Red Sox really good in the outfield, not so good in the infield. And for the Yankees, not really great anywhere, like average.
The outfield's pretty good. Cody, Trent, and Judge play a pretty solid outfield.
Yeah.
McMahon's been brilliant.
Great.
Volpe's all over the place, and circle him to watch. Jazz is good at second. And when Goldie's out there good, Rice, not as much.
So, okay. It's maybe wash defensively. This is going to be a crazy series.
I know.
It's going to be loud. It's going to be obnoxious. Man.
Yeah.
What do you, I know who you're going to pick. I know who you're going to pick.
Yeah,
Can you set aside your fandom for, because this is great. The Twins were here. I would have to figure that out.
Right.
Twins not here. So I can just go from what I'm really, really, really thinking.
So how about
I'll give you my pick if you want some more time to digest.
I'll say this. I did a Wake and Jake episode last night. Just different. And just, kind of raw, less stats, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. The Yankees are a better team than this Red Sox team, and they're playing at home. That I do genuinely think I would pick them. I think Seattle, if they were to link up with Seattle, that would be the ALCS. Obviously, so much is going to happen in the postseason by then that your thoughts can change. I think Seattle on paper is better than the New York Yankees. I think with their pitching staff, I think with the balance in their lineup, I do. So that's me trying to get out of my Yankee fandom the best I can. I think the Yankees are the Blue Jays are tight, but I think the Yankees are about as good as any AL team, and that's kind of been the story of the American League, that the Yankees being at home with Fried and Rodon, the bullpen has been really strong lately. Judge, if not now, when? I'm picking the Yankees.
Shout out Incubus for that. Great album. If not now, when? I'm going Red Sox, Jake. I have them in the World Series for my preseason prediction. I think there just is something a little bit different about this team. They have the right kind of chemistry that you look for. Roman Anthony being out really, really hurts. That is... You really wish that guy was going to be in this series. And I believe there's still a chance he's going to be playing in the postseason if they advance, which is great. But for this series, no. I don't really have a good reason other than I picked them preseason, and I have a feeling like they're just kind of they're just dogs. Because everything we just talked about probably leans Yankees. But this is the playoffs, man. I'm going Red Sox.
Max Fried's career playoff numbers aren't what you'd expect from him, so hopefully that's. Well,
I like Red Sox game 1 just because of Garrett Crochet. Love Max Fried. He's been awesome. Think he's a phenomenal person. I think Garrett Crochet is on a different level than anybody.
Well, and Trev, I guess that's the mental hurdle that Yankee fans are going through, because if you like Crochet in game 1, 10 of the 12 of these series, that's been it. So, and if
much pressure gets put on the team that loses game 1.
Oh my God, if the Red Sox win game 1, Yankee Stadium on Wednesday night will be a scary environment for the Yankees.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Yankees, Red Sox. It's 3 games. There's a lot of different guys, legacies and stuff that'll be blown up in significant ways with one swing. Nathaniel Lowe, the new Red Sox first baseman, he can become a legend instantly. The Yankees are really good at home. I think 50-31. They've got a lot of guys that can hit that porch. I don't know, Coach.
Max Fried's been dominant against the Red Sox too.
He's great. Max Fried has been great.
18 and a third innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Sheesh, man. This is going to be a tough one to call. Again, I'm going Red Sox. I don't feel great about it.
That'll be the 6 p.m. game. We'll be streaming all of those on Talkin Yanks. We'll have the other streams, JM Baseball, Talkin Baseball. We'll figure that out. JM Baseball. Our final series, Coach Trev. It's brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings. We are going to be streaming. We're going to be live betting games. And hey, if you're in baseball, football, the other sports are starting to get close. I've seen preseason puck. DraftKings Sportsbook is the place to be. And if you're a new customer, you bet just $5, you get $200 in bonus bets, and you can score $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code JMBaseball. That's code JMBaseball to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 of NFL Sunday Tickets from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Coach Trev, Chris Rose's Guardians somehow,
what the hell, man? What the hell, dude?
Somehow won the AL Central. 15 and a half games back. They are going to host the Detroit Kitties for 3 games in beautiful Cleveland. The weather looks good there. These are going to be the 1 p.m. games. The Guardians won the season series 8-5. The Tigers were 4-2 in Cleveland this year. Okay, they last linked up. The Guardians have been dominant the last 6 games, all in September, 5-1 in those games. A historic comeback or a historic failure, depending where you want to point it. The Tigers, 7-17 in September.
That's crazy.
The worst record in the final month of a season by a playoff team since the World Series began. We've got 2 teams sprinting opposite directions. We've got some Central baseball. Who better to talk about it than Trevor Goof?
Kind of hurts my heart. People ask me, like, what teams do you hate? You hate the Yankees. You hate the Mariners. You hate the Blue Jays. You're not covering Cal Raleigh properly. What the fuck, people?
Yeah. Agree.
Who I really hate is all the Central teams. I can't stand the Guardians. I can't stand the Tigers or the Royals, man. It just hurts, okay? But these 2 teams, they played a great series last year. I don't know if you'll remember how good that series was. Back and forth with the homers. Obviously not like a big name or big market teams, but like if you're a fan of baseball, it's gonna be pretty damn good, man. The Tigers, you limped into the playoffs. I mean, you crawled into the playoffs. I don't know if limp is the right word. You mentioned 7-17. That's insane. The Guardians on the complete opposite end of that, just rushing in with no like real stats to back it up. I always tell Chris Rose, it doesn't matter. Stats do not matter with the Guardians. They just find ways to win. And I always tell them, it's Brian Rocchio. It's Brian Rocchio. And of course, I love that they won the division. They kept after the last game, they're talking about that. We won the division. We didn't win the tiebreaker to get in. They won the division because Brian Rocchio, after Rowdy Tellez hits a 3-run bomb in the 10th inning, and you think, they're just gonna celebrate after a loss. No, Bo Naylor double, Brian Rocchio homer, walk off into a AL Central championship. This freaking guy, dude. It's always him.
It's
momentum is It couldn't be more drastic
Right.
between these two teams. And Jake, guess what? It doesn't matter at all
I know.
because you got that bad man on the mound. Game 1 for the Tigers, Tarek Skubal, who's going to win a second consecutive Cy Young. Dalton has some really good stuff on the sheet, though, talking about going into Progressive Field. Scoobs last year, the Lane Thomas Grand Slam in the DS. And just last week, they were bunting all over him, and that was not good. I'm assuming we're going to see more of that because Stephen Vogt understands what that does to a pitcher. If you can't field the bunts and it's not going well, they just get mad. They get out of sync. I expect to see more of that. It's going to be a baseball series. Guardians are going to play ball. The Tigers are going to try to stop that. They're going to try to outpitch. This might be the most fun series. If we're really talking actual baseball, you're going to see big moments, big names in all the other series. Padres, Cubs, huge names. Dodgers, Reds, huge names. Yankees, Red Sox, huge names. This one, I mean, ask a casual baseball fan to name players on these rosters, and they probably wouldn't be able to do it outside of what? A Tarek Skubal? Like
Jose
who else?
Ramirez.
And Jose,
No,
a casual baseball fan,
do
yes.
that.
That's a guy on the street, no. Probably nobody, if we're being honest here. But there's going to be some fun baseball. Some of the notes, like on the Tigers, they are last in stolen bases, but they are one of the best base running teams in baseball. They take the extra base. They go first or third all the time. So that's like kind of an interesting facet here. Like you don't really have to worry about them stealing bags. They have 60 on the year. 60 on the year,
Crazy.
but they run the bases well. It's and then you get the Guardians offense, who is like they're one of the worst offenses in the sport. 28th in runs, 29th in average, 29th in OEP, 29th in slugging, 20th in homers. It's crazy. They pitch their ass off to get into the playoffs. Can it continue against this Tigers offense? Yeah, it can. But I think we're going to see a lot of small ball. I think we're going to see a lot of hit and runs. Maybe not a lot of hit and runs, but stuff of that nature. Situational hitting is going to be paramount in this series.
Yeah, and Gavin Williams and Bybee probably getting the first 2 starts. Still not confirmed, but Gavin Williams has earned it where his final year stat line has landed. And Bybee, 182 innings. He's been pitching better of late. And they both both pitched really well against the Tigers. So, and everyone has been pitching well. That's how they went 19-4 in their last 23 games because nobody really stood out offensively. And some of their year-end numbers are just insane. Outside of Jose Ramirez, only Kyle Manzardo, the other Guardian, with 15-plus home runs over 162. It's going to be interesting, man. It really is. Skubal has to do something special in that game 1, and he easily can. Like a very copy and paste anything you'd say about Crochet, right? That I think the old baseball phrase is your momentum is only good as your next day's starting pitcher. Well, Detroit's next day's starting pitcher is pretty damn good. From there, they don't know what they're going to do. They don't know. Are they going to give it to Flaherty? Are they going to give it to Casey Mize? Do they go full pitching chaos?
I think if they win game 1 with Scoobs, it's all hands on deck. Like you can't even really call it a starter. I think they just go for it. They go for the jugular, and they don't. I think they probably do that for the next 2 games. Win game 1, next 2 games, no roles per se, like no starters, nothing. It's like we're going to throw the gauntlet at you. That's how they're going to have to approach this.
Yeah, and I guess it's how much is Cleveland.
I guess if they win or lose game 1,
right,
that's how they're going to do it. Game 1 set, other 2 games, man. Like we're going to see Hinch do all his little,
yeah,
stuff out there.
I mentally went the opposite way. Like if you're the Tigers and you win game 1, for me it's almost, hey, give the ball to Jack, who's pitched in a lot of big games, and see if you could get 5 out of them.
5, no.
Yeah,
I don't think they approach it that way.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to knock it out.
Dude, so many young guys. Who's gonna have their moment? I mean, half this Cleveland roster. George Valera's been hitting second for them versus righties. CJ Kafis, Rocchio, Arias. They just called up a guy, Jonathan Rodriguez. Is he going to get thrown into the spotlight? I think so. He's been hitting cleanup versus lefties the last couple of games. So that's how they do it in Detroit, man. They need someone to change the whole tone. And again, there was times we really liked Glaber this year. Gary Carpenter's year-end numbers landed below what you'd expect. Torkelson, Riley Green. Someone's got to step up for the offense. Because Skubal in game one, you feel great about that. Someone has to do something.
But you can feel great about Tarek Skubal. That's awesome. I do too. But Gavin Williams has been an absolute menace for the Guardians as well. You will get Kerry Carpenter in the lineup, but because Williams is a right-hander. I'm curious if they try to exploit that, try to get him in and out of the lineup to Stephen Vogt have some sort of trickery up his sleeves, like wasting a pitcher. Will we see that? I'm curious if he's going to call in. I guess you can't really do that without fudging the rules.
Right.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I have my pick.
Okay.
Don't like my pick.
Okay.
I'm going the Tigers.
Okay.
I think what I said happening is going to happen. I think we do see a really, really good Skubal start. I think that they end up winning the game. I think it's going to be a close game. And then we see the pitching chaos comes game 2 and 3, and I think they sneak one of those and win it. That's how it's playing out in my head. Again, you mentioned all the momentum, good and bad momentum.
Yeah.
Is there such thing as bad momentum?
Yeah.
I think so.
For sure.
So good and bad momentum out the window. It's playoffs. Doesn't matter. I don't think it matters one bit that the Tigers were struggling coming into the postseason. I don't at all. I don't think it matters one bit that the Guardians are flying high. I don't think it matters. Does it matter that they got home field? Yes. I think Cleveland's going to be it's going to be rocking, dude. That matters, and that's the only thing that matters. 19-4 in the final 23 games for the Guardians. My gosh. And I'm throwing that out the window right now, Jake.
I know you are. Yeah, I guess for me, you're right. It doesn't matter, and it can be thrown out the window. But also, in the first inning, if Jose Ramirez hits a 2-run homer, that's not out the window. I think all the dark thoughts sink in. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think Gavin Williams is really damn good. I think Bybee, I think Parker Messick, I think all of their pitchers are so good that we've talked about teams mucking it up and going postseason mode. Like, Cleveland might be the team that's built the best to muck it up right now with their mix of righties, lefties, starting pitchers, relievers, that we're talking about them not needing to do that because their starting pitching has been so good that if they need to, and I don't know, man, there's just something about them that it just feels like, you know what Jose Ramirez is? Everyone else is a goddamn wild card, but almost in a good way. Like, Rocchio, try to hit a homer, dude. And if you do, great. If you strike out, that's fine. Go make another highlight defensively. I'm going Cleveland.
Okay. I like that for us.
Chris Rose. Come on.
He's going to be a mess. I got a show with him in about 10 minutes, and he's going to be a mess.
So that would be the winner of that series goes on to face the Seattle Mariners. The winner of Yankees Red Sox goes on to face the Blue Jays.
Oh, gosh. Guardians versus the Mariners. That seems like a classic
it's a lot of
late 90s matchup.
Yeah, it's a good 1995 series.
Independence Day came out in 1996, by the way. That was not 1995.
Okay.
Yeah.
In my head, it was 94. I know that's a famous
July 4th, 1996, I believe, was the opening day.
Flex. Who you got winning it, Coach Trev? You're still going your preseason Sox Dodgers?
Oh, we're going World Series?
Whoa!
I have to stick with it.
Right.
I don't even know what if we got the tweet up. I don't know what it is. I have the Dodgers over the Red Sox. I don't remember the games. If I hit that again, I don't know. I mean, nothing will happen, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, before this before the season, I said Philly, if not now, when. I think they're set up as good as they can be. I love their veterans. I love their home field. God, if they get the Dodgers, that's going to be insane. I'm going Phillies Mariners. A little bit of a sadness hedge for me because I do like the Yanks. I don't know if for Seattle, it's if not now when, and for the Phillies, it's like it's gotta be. That being said,
all right, I have it's the Dodgers over the Red Sox in 5.
So Dodgers over Red Sox in 5. I don't know if I tweeted out
that's
with
4 victories to 1. That hurts, but
yeah. Hey, thank you guys for joining us and coming along the ride with us this whole postseason. We will be recording tomorrow night after the games, reacting to Game 1 of the wild card. Oh my God! Yankees Sox, really?
I love it so much. It's
Really?
you. It's Jared Carabas.
It's Big Papi. It's Damon.
I could have been a Red Sox. I turned down $5 million to
God,
be in Oakland A.
You with that? You with that green monster?
It could have been me and Chili Davis.